Hell yeah.
Classes in session, this is the show where knowledge is profit, just so you know. Army Piper, OC guy, and Trade Fly, bringing crypto news to the whole alumni. It's the word on the market, the one-stop shop for the info you need every time that it drops. The go-to show that you need right now. This is Piper Academy, it's all going down, let's go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Piper Academy. It is Tuesday, July 2nd. We got a great show lined up for you today. Going to be looking at BNB, court's role. BNB, not a security in the SEC versus Binance.US court case. Going to be taking a look at that. Plus, Germany moving $52 million worth of Bitcoin over to sell. And I have an indicator that says Mt. Gox may have already started moving their Bitcoin. We're going to be taking a look at that and a whole lot more today on Piper Academy. Let's get it, guys. Classes in session. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Piper Academy. We come at you every single Monday through Friday right here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys all this data so that you guys can have some knowledge. Unfortunately, TradeFly not with us today. He's got work. He's got fiat mining, but I'm not alone. I do have the OC guy here with me. What's up, OC? How you doing, brother?
Not much. Just here enjoying a great cup of coffee today. I did wake up a little bit earlier than before. I did a little bit of a checkout to see my house preparing stuff and had a great breakfast. Other than that, pretty excited to see movements in the market. Seems like things like AGEX are still looking that we're breaking a couple of trend lines and stuff. But you also talked about BNB, one of my favorite coins. Let's see what's happening there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have, just so you're tracking, we do have Jerome Powell speaking right now. He started as we started the show, Jerome Powell is speaking. So we could see some volatility today going on the charts too. So let's jump over into the news and take a look and see what we got going on there. But I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat right now. If you are joining us, we appreciate you being here. Welcome to Piper Academy. Kyle Fields in the house. Alexander G in the house. Ninja Glock in here. We've got Warrior in the house, the fellow aviator of TradeFly. You know, always glad to see him in here. And then we got Ninja Glock, Blackie Chan. Blackie Chan said another late start for my day. 4.5 inches of rain last night. Bro, you're going to float away. You need to start building an ark. And then we got, who is that? Blue Collar Mining. I love it. Yeah, I fixed that echo. Sorry about that, man. All fixed now. I saw that as soon as he started talking, I saw the echo and we got it. But we're going to jump over into the news and take a look at that, OC, and then we're going to come back for some charts. So have Bitcoin ready. Let's go. Guys, jumping over into the news today, we do have Fear and Greed. Let's go over there first. Fear and Greed index sitting today at 51, sitting at neutral. I do think that we're going to see a move up into some greed here if we continue up, but we're right there in that threshold where we can go either way. It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out for us. Looks like we got Amy Loves Crypto coming into this chat now. Also, glad to see you here, Amy. And then let's jump in. I got a couple of things in X, but I'm going to come back to this for you guys because we're looking at crypto bubbles here. I do want to point out, guys, Ocean, AGEX, Fetch, all in the red. That ASI, we talked about this last week, like that I had sold some of mine because I wanted to wait and see how this all went out, and then I'll go back in. It looks like that was a good call. Ocean, AGEX, and Fetch all going into the ASI token between now and the 15th of this month. So you can see they're all in the red. I've been watching them every day, and they just keep going down. So I'm okay with that I sold on Coinbase because they're not facilitating that merger. We do have Bonk up 12.3%, Beams up 8.7 here, Ton up 6.3, Jupiter 5.3, AKT OC, your tokens up 7%. Let's jump down here and see what we're looking at. Bitcoin currently at 62,766. Ethereum at 34.47, just under 34.50. BNB making a nice move up here. You guys can see it's actually up for the week. not bad, not as good as some of the other tokens, but I'm going to be watching with this news that just came out on BNB for them to get a lot of movement here on the hourly and the daily. It's going to be something to keep an eye on because that SEC ruling, or that court ruling on the SEC's lawsuit, going to play a major factor there. What else do we got here? Cardano sitting up about 3.4%. So, hey, Cardano's getting the move there, guys, sitting at about 41.5 cents. Tron moving up one position, Polygon moving up one position there, and Polygon is green. I know there's people in the chat right now that'll be like, I just swapped out my Matic. Guys, it happens. If you sell it, it's going to go up. It's just how it happens. So that's what we got there. Let's go and take a look at the liquidations here. The past 24 hours, 28,234 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $75 million. Largest single liquidation happened on OKX. It was an Ethereum trade for, cool $3.8 million. No big deal. 3.9. I should say 4. We'll just call it 4. It's 4 million. Economic calendar today, guys. Like I was just saying at the beginning of the show, we do have Jerome Powell speaking right now. He started speaking at 7:30 a.m. my time. That's 9:30 a.m. on the East Coast. And Jolt's job openings are going to be coming out while we're live today. So I'm going to be taking a look at that. You can see previously at a little over 8 million job openings. Consensus is that it is going to be down to 7.9%, forecasted to be 7.9%. So we're going to be looking at that here at the top of the hour, taking a look to see how that's looking. And then we've got nothing really the rest of the day. We got some oil stuff and economic optimism, but I don't think these are going to be as big of factors as what Jolt's job openings is or Jerome Powell speaking. And then let's jump down here and take a look at what we have tomorrow, guys. We got ISM services, FOMC minutes. That's going to be a big one. Jobless claims, imports and exports. And then the ADP employment change. ADP employment change right now looking like it's going to be either higher or lower than what it was last month. And guys, you can't be any more indecisive than that. One of them coming to the upside, one of them a major drop to the downside. So we'll have to flip a coin to see which one of those is correct tomorrow. So that's what we have there. As I talked about earlier, guys, there is a lot of action going on the blockchain right now. Government of Germany transferring another $52 million in Bitcoin, threatening more Bitcoin selling pressure. This repeated Bitcoin transfers to centralized exchanges suggest that the government is planning to sell its $2.75 billion of Bitcoin holdings. They have made numerous moves with this. The wallet sent 100 Bitcoin to the Coinbase exchange, 150 Bitcoin to Bitstamp, and over 32 to Kraken, according to Arkham Intelligence. The lion's share are 550 Bitcoin worth over 32 million was sent to a wallet, which remains unknown, but has previously received funds from Germany's government, including 500 Bitcoin on June 25th and 800 Bitcoin on June 20th. So guys, there's a lot of selling pressure there. And I do want to bring this up over here. So let's come over here and take a look at X because I want to talk about this. And actually, we can go over and bring up the news cam, and we'll just set this up normally here. Taking a look here, guys, on this chart, we got this. This is a chart coming in from Glassnode, and I'm going to pull up and show you exactly what it means. But you can see there, this is the spent volume lifespan from wallets that are 7 to 10 years old, okay? And this chart will blow your socks off and slap you in the face. If we go over and take a look at what this is that chart. I just don't have the plan for it, but this was on X, so I'm able to see it. It says this is the total transfer volume of coins that were last active between 7 to 10 years ago. So 7 to 10 years ago, we had activity of the last of these tokens, a lot of tokens on Mt. Gox. If you look at this is the entire history of the chart, and the entire history has disappeared. You can see how low the history is because of this one massive candle right there. And that candle, guys, is coming in because they believe Mt. Gox. This is Mt. Gox moving a metric ton of Bitcoin on the exchanges. So that volume being moved sitting right there, this they believe is Mt. Gox. And so it does look like those distributions really are coming. Mt. Gox about to wake up and sell off some Bitcoin on us. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on that. But I would love to hear your input on this, OC. What's your thoughts on this? Is this a major sell-off coming? Is that Mt. Gox there, that big massive spike on Glassnode that we're seeing on the 7 to 10 year?
I mean, it could absolutely be, but at the end of it all, I think that we need news to back that one up. Are we actually breaking down? That could also be a great possibility. But right now, we distribution area in which, I mean, and for me, I'm just looking for the spring confirmation to keep moving forward. So I was talking yesterday with Alex of Crypto, and we were saying whatever happens, because we were looking at the weekly and also at the 2 weeks, and we had a crazy, scary candle on the 2 weeks. But at the end of it all, that is kind of like a 20% movement. I mean, that could take us all the way down to 52, no problem, 53, no problem, and then back, and still we'll be doing nothing to the price action. So I think Mt. Gox might not. I don't know. Like, this is my personal thought. I don't think that they're gonna be selling right now, but after we break the range, either to the upside or to the downside. BGT tonight with Piper Academy, 9 p.m. EST. Yes, I am Elite Crypto. What's up? Welcome.
Right. Yeah, that's tonight. I'm actually going to jump back over there, and I do agree with what you're saying. There needs to be proof, but that is a lot of Bitcoin that is 7 to 10 years old, which would be in that Mt. Gox time frame. That is moving over there all of a sudden, hadn't moved at all, and now we're getting a lot of volume from that 7 to 10-year-old Bitcoin moving. So I do have another. It's not all bad news. I do have some hopium that I'm going to be pulling out here in a second also, but I want to jump back over. We'll take a look at this news again here because I have some other X marks the spot stuff here. First off, guys, tonight we do have the Billy Goat Tales. Where are you, Billy? Where you at, Billy? There it is. Guys, tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. here in Mountain Time, my time, 6 if you're in California, with an apology. But get ready for a blazing Tuesday night with Billy Goat Tales. We're going to be on there tonight talking whatever I get asked. It's a full interview about where I come from, the team that we have here at Piper Academy, the amazing people that are working behind the scenes and on camera, and it's going to be a great show. Honored to be the episode 1 of season 2 spotlight for Billy Goat Tales. So that's awesome. And then also I want to pull this up, guys. Shout out to Chart Prime. They've done some great stuff. They received an editor's pick award on TradingView from the editors over there at TradingView. This is a big deal. This means that the pine coders of TradingView have said that Chart Prime is one of the best development teams out there, and giving them mad props, giving them an award. So shout out to Chart Prime. I think that's pretty cool that they won that. So just proof again that Chart Prime, it's the best. That's all I gotta say. If you you don't always need indicators. Sometimes there's traders that just support resistance, like Trade Intuition. He crushes it with that. But sometimes you want that extra confluence, and if you do, Chart Prime is crushing the competition out there. So let's go ahead and jump into the Bitcoin chart today. But OC, I just wanted to give you a shout out too, because you are part of that Chart Prime team, and you deserve to hear it. Hey, good, attaboy, OC, attaboy. So there you go.
Thank you.
You get the pat on the back. You can go, I did good. I did good. There you go. Let's go jump in and take a look at what's going on here on Bitcoin today, guys. And then we'll just roll into the hopium as soon as OC gets done with his. David Brumbelow said, "What's an indicator?" When your wife comes home at 12:30 at night and smells like liquor and keeps getting text messages until 6 in the morning, that could be an indicator. Just saying. Or ladies, the same with your men. If your man comes home at 4 in the morning and gets text messages the next night at dinner that he won't show you. Could be an indicator. Let's jump in and take a look at Bitcoin here, guys. We did get a perfect bounce here yesterday on that 0.618. That would be the top of the golden pocket that we were talking about. I am still watching for that CME gap, guys. That CME gap is right here. There we go. The CME gap down here at 60,325. We're not quite getting close to it, but I am expecting that if we do get a pullback, that's going to be the level I watch for, closing out that gap from this close to this open here. This closed on Friday. This opened on Monday. Just for those that don't know, that's how it works. So let's jump into Bitcoin and see what we're seeing on the oscillators. We do look like we're getting a little bit of a curvature here on the oscillator ribbon, and we're starting to get small candles here. I actually think that we might see this move up to this afternoon. I think this morning we could get some pullback, but I think this afternoon it's going to be an upside movement there. Indicator of a surprise birthday party. Kyle Fields, you are holding it and keeping things real and positive. Thank you for being on the show. I do think that we could get an upside movement this afternoon here, but be careful and be mindful. We do have this level coming in at about $64,000 hitting that dynamic reactor, and then we also do have the 50% Fibonacci coming in right there at about 64,237. So that's what I'm seeing there. OC, let's kick it over to your chart, see what you're seeing, and then I'll come back with some little dose of hopium for the alumni. So
Absolutely. The first thing I want to do, and let me zoom out a little bit here to the daily, it is that with this huge cup and handle that we've been looking forever, right? So remember, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and what we're having a beautiful retest out of the handle of breakout. So I mean, we need at least to have a big candle like this one to confirm the movement. Right now, the candle that we're having is of an indecision, and that could be a little bit problematic. But if throughout this week we can see not losing the 60K 400, or at least the 60K, what would be the 59K or 60K at least right there, and then we can have a big body candle, basically bigger than the previous ranging here. I think that's when we're going to be seeing the continuation to the upside. Let me go back into what we're talking about yesterday, and also you showed on a tweet that we were, or it is most likely that we could be going into a YKF pattern in which this was the creek going down. So at that point, what I'll be expecting or looking forward, and let me see if I can just make this not go all over the place. Here we go. You know what? Let me just make this thing bigger. That'll be much better. Here we go.
there you go. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, much better. So basically, we could be looking at the creek, this one here, being at this other one, and what I'll be expecting, it is this bounce right here, which, by the way, will be this test, which for me will be the confirmation of the spring. So the spring per se, I will not be considering it because we had it right down here. But again, this movement with a V-shaped recovery needs a confirmation. That confirmation is this next one with what we've been talking about, or what I talked about with that big body candle, basically pushing to the upside. If we can have that breaking through the dynamic reactor on the 4 hour, let's take a look at the 4 hour here. Just wait a little second. And come on, try to mute. Oh, well, whatever. I already have it painted down here. As we have this breakout right down here around, what was it, 63,964. I think we could be going for an upwards movement. If we reject, that'll be very dangerous. Another thing that I see, it is a formation of a possible bull flag right here that could absolutely be taking us from the base to the top through that dynamic reactor above that area of support. So other than that, turn it back to you. That's what I'm a little bit on the hopium side.
Well, that's good. Hopium works well for people. So everyone needs a little dose of hopium every now and then. So taking a look here, here's some hopium for you. How about $100,000 Bitcoin by year's end, heading into the remainder of the bull run in 2025? Taking a look at here, this is Stock Money Lizards, and he posted here that it has Bitcoin has reached its natural post-halving resistance of the 2.168 fib. Renewed buying interest after the summer should push us up to the next level in quarter 4 of this year. And you guys can see here, going back all the way into 2014 to 2016, he's got this this zero line pulled to the 2.618, right? He said 0.168, but he's talking about the phase 2 golden pocket, which I always show you guys, 2.618 to 3.618, so on and so forth. There is a rejection off of that, and then it pumps up, and then it retests it, and then we get peaks, right? Same thing here, 0 to that 0.618 coming off of that high there, comes down, gets the resistance, drops down, comes up. He's saying that the 2.618 at 68,978 was that level for the phase 2 golden pocket from the zero line. And now he is expecting a little pullback before we come back up. I'm going to be watching that level close at 68,978. We might want to throw a support line on our chart to keep an eye on that. But that is according to Stock Money Lizards, saying that we should be hitting year-end target of $100,000. So there's your little hopium dose for today. And shout out to Stock Money Lizards. Looking at those phase golden pockets. I love them a lot. Those are a fantastic way to look at the price action going into discovery zone. So OC, what do you think? $100,000 Bitcoin end of the year? What's your thoughts?
I don't know. They might be falling a little bit short based on my analysis, but yeah,
short.
We'll give them the pass on that one.
OC said those are rookie numbers.
You know what I really want to look at today, and that's because Eric Wallen is typing in the chat. I would love to see your Eric Wallen's chart, because we could be at important levels at this point. What are your thoughts on that?
Let's go look at the Eric Wallen chart. Well, we are at important levels. We're in our range box. And I said, as long as we stay in this range box, I'm perfectly fine. That range bottom is coming in at about 55,971. That would be the top here of the platinum pocket. Well, no, there's a horrible drawing line. It's a good thing I didn't do art for my career. There you go. That's at 55,971. As long as we're in this box, guys, I think we're good. Seriously, like, this is my range box, just like we were in back here in the previous zone here. We were in this nice little range box, kept it nice and tight, did a breakout. So as long as we continue to do that, I'll be okay. Looking at this range box right now, though, you guys can see we have not come down and broken. We've gotten close. We got close to touching it. We've made an attempt to get down there, but that buying pressure keeping really strong on a nice support line there. So just keep an eye on that. There you go. The Eric Wallen chart. Still watching this every day. Got an alert set actually on here. Where's it at? Hash buy daily. So this is a hash rate. When this prints a green buy on the daily, I'm going to be letting you guys know, because right now we're still in capitulation with the Bitcoin miners. So, but it does look like we might be getting a little curvature up there on the histogram. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that one closely. Yeah. What's up?
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to point out something on your chart right there, that we already have kind of like a hammer formation right down there on the previous. There you go. And look at what happened the previous hammer. We went back into lower areas, right, for the next candle, and then we shoot up. Yeah. So, I mean, a little bit more downwards wouldn't be such a big of a deal. And I think we could be repeating that same pattern.
Yeah, that's a good education moment there. Guys, this is called a hammer candle. And, you see it looks like a sledgehammer. When you get them at the top, they tend to say, hey, I'm going to be coming down. So when you see them come down and there's a hammer, let me find one. There's a good one here somewhere. I know there is. Let's see here. Top hammer right there. See that hammer? And that says, hey, we're likely heading down. Okay. When you get them at the tops like this, at the bottoms like this, that is typically an indication of upwards movement. So there you go. That is a hammer candle right there and right there. So even if we came down a little bit, like you said, it still hit that 50% line, because that's a good way to measure that, is 50% of the candle wick, and then up it went. So even if we came down here, that would be about $60,000, man. So I'm just saying that $60,000 range, sitting right there in my area that I called yesterday on the show for the 786. So let's go. Let's get that. Let's jump over to your chart, OC, see what you're looking at, and then we'll get into some more news. So.
Absolutely. Just basically wanted to pick up on AVEX, because yesterday we were looking at AVEX after Trevor was looking at it, and I did notice what he was, I did take some notes on what he was putting out. So shout out to Trevor, and I had this trend line coming up. Right, we already have a breakout through this trend line, and let me show you also just a couple of receipts in here that we have this alert. Look at created yesterday, July the 1st at 15:58, and right now last trigger July the 1st at 23, basically almost midnight in here. So remember, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and the best tool for measuring trends, usually it is a trend line. There is also, remember guys, that we have things like fake outs. Like remember, like for example, if I do trade or trace this trend line, we could be seeing something like a fake out. And as long as we stay above the zero line, I think that this could be a fake out, although it seems that we are piercing through. So just be careful on that one. I mean, it's still not yet a confirmation because we are just barely piercing through that one. But just stay alert on AVEX if you are planning to long it. Why? Because also I could be seeing the formation of a lower high for a head and shoulder formation, and that could be breaking through and then just moving downwards. So just want to give those heads up. In the meantime, I update the there you go, you got it for me. Yeah, the Discord. Thank you.
I got it. I'm all over it. Yeah, we got those. We're getting those alts in there, guys. If you guys had any alts you want to see, let us know. And Blackie Chan said dumping before jolts. Yeah, that's very likely what could be happening also there. That's out in about 3 minutes. We're going to jump over and take a look at that. So let's see what else here. Yes, Crux just said it there. Amy Lives Crypto is going to be here with us live on July 4th. We're also going to be doing a giveaway on that day, giving away a t-shirt from In and Out Crypto. And then also we're going to be doing our monthly giveaway for the alumni members. So if you're not a member, make sure you go down there and join so that you have a chance to win. Even the lowest membership will get you entered in to win the monthly giveaway. We're going to be giving away $100. Don't know what we're giving away $100 of yet. Amy Lives Crypto. Maybe we'll pick your brain, see what you want to see on that for that giveaway. Let's jump over and take a look at some of these requests that we got. I do have a request for Clean Spark. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up here in just a second. But first, I want to jump in and take a look at some of these articles that we got. I got to remember what I had. Here. There we go. Yeah, ASI merger. There we go. Jump into that news right there. ASI merger phase 1 results and delisting of AGEX and Ocean, guys. So a lot of these exchanges, they've begun this merger already. The initial phase of that merger sees AGEX and Ocean tokens integrate into Fetch AI's FET token with limited exchange support. The first phase of the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, the ASI token merger, commenced on July 1 with the merger of two artificial tokens, AGIX and Ocean. In phase 1 of the $7.5 billion token merger, the AI tokens merged into Fetch AI's FET token, which resulted in wide-scale delisting of the former tokens across all crypto exchanges. So again, as we've told you guys, Coinbase is not facilitating this. So I sold the tokens that I had on Coinbase, but they are doing it over on crypto.com. And so I'm letting those ones run. So I sold off half, the other half still running there. So once the migration is launched, users will be able to migrate their Ocean and FET to ASI using a self-custodial wallet, is what Coinbase is saying to do, but other exchanges, as I've mentioned, are working it pretty simple. This is Singularity DAO here is also showing a little example from the Ethereum network. Old token was AGIX, moving it over to FET, and then FET, of course, is going to do a one-to-one exchange over to over to ASI. So there you go. That's the news on that. Let's jump over, take a look at a chart here. I'm going to be looking here at CleanSpark, guys. Our buy area has been solid down here at that 0.66, anywhere in the green box. Looking decent. We did have a little push up this morning, giving it some upside movement. You can see down right now 1.12% for the day, getting that sell off for pre-job numbers. I do want to go take a look and see what we're looking at on those job numbers. 1 second. There we go. Job numbers. Job numbers, come to me. Economic calendar. JOLTS job openings, guys, up big time. So if you guys don't know, the JOLTS job openings, these are job offers in the United States that are not. So they got a breakdown in here. So employed persons, employed relations. There we go. In the United States, job openings refer to all positions that are open, not filled. On the last business day of the month, job openings are part of the job openings and the labor turnover surveys, which is JOLTS. That's what that stands for, job openings and labor turnover survey. The survey collects data from around 16,400 non-farm establishments. So these aren't seasonal jobs. These are retailers, manufacturers, federal, state, local government entities in the 50 states. And that is what they're looking at, guys. Look at the number of job openings that they have here. As we were just talking about, it is actually up 8.14 million. It was actually supposed to be around 7.9, going to be neutral. A lot more job openings now. And then we're also just now getting job quits. This is these are people that have just quit. These are not layoffs. These are quits. They generally are volunteer separations initiated by the employee. Guys, a lot of people right now just quitting their job. 3.46 million jobs. People just walked away from their job there in May. So let's jump over and talk about this, because I don't blame them necessarily. If they wanted to quit their job, and first off, it's their choice. But I do see that we have there's a whole movement. It's quiet quitting is one way to do it. The other ones are just, I'm out of here. Guys, if you don't pay your talent well, they're not going to stay. Talent management should be a part of every managerial tactic at every company. And if you want your talent to stay, you've got to pay them. Of course, what I have heard is that money is not the most important thing of the new employment force coming out, the Gen Zers. They want flexibility in schedule. And then they also want flexibility in schedule, and they want work environment to be more tolerant. And I don't mean tolerant as in tolerant, for being offended, more tolerant of like, hey, I've got to leave early today, this and that. They want flexibility on scheduling and leave days. So I do have a story though. My cousin, he's worked for JP Morgan Chase for 29 years. I was talking to him yesterday. He gave me a call. Just found out that so he was a financial advisor and manager for JP Morgan. He has worked from home for 29 years. And with the whole COVID thing and then everyone back to work, they canceled. They said no exemptions, because they said they didn't want people filing for exemptions on staying at home and working from home. But they did not think about the people that had never worked in an office, had been working from a home office for decades in their company. When they said no exemptions, they applied it across the board, and he got laid off after 29 years for doing the same thing that he had always done. So maybe that's some of those people quitting too, that said, I'm not going back to work in an office when we've proven that we can do it right here in the home office every single day. So your thoughts on this, OC, on these numbers? A lot of people quitting. Are you seeing anything like that down in Mexico?
Kind of like, I don't see that actually happening right here in Mexico, but it is, well, I do see it, but it's isolated to a certain age range, as you mentioned, right? I mean, and that usually is between late millennials and right now the new what was between, it's not the centennials, I think, that are getting into the 18-year-old scenario. But I mean, it is something that gets repetition after cycle after cycle. Remember, guys, I also share on those psychology cycles on the Piper Academy. Go watch that. That is one of the books that I shared, and that is not just because of psychology, because of how society matures and how it goes maturing. You will find repetitive patterns that it will let you bet on the markets based on what's coming. So I do see it, but I'm not that worrying. And I do agree with you. I mean, talent must be rewarded, but also I think that this is part of a natural cycle of society. And also, as talent learns that they're valuable, they also need to understand that they are not indispensable. There's always going to be somebody better than you, and you need to keep improving on your, I don't know, let's just say it, on your work of art, right? But
Yep.
there is a balance between those two opinions, just so you know. I'm not leaning to one to another, right?
Absolutely. Kyle Fields asked, did he get a severance? Yes, he did. He did get a severance. But he said Jamie Dimon is a prick. So there you go. Retro Mike said, I like working in the office. He works from home and he hates it. He likes people. And, that's I can understand that because I love my people. You guys, the alumni. So
Yeah, that's my alumni. You know what I mean?
don't know why we just switched to that, but okay, there we go. We're changing all over the place. T-Shroomer's not coming on today. Friday, guys. Speaking of guests coming on, we talked about Amy Lives Crypto on July 4th. On July 5th, it's a Friday. We're gonna have myself, OC Guy, Trey Fly is gonna be over here somewhere, and I've got to reshuffle because we're gonna have Blackie Chan on and Lunar Beaches Crypto. It's going to be a 5-man show Friday, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be 5 guys on Friday and 5 men Bitcoin. I don't know. We're going to be taking a look at Friday's show, though. It's going to be a good time. Let's go ahead and jump over to your chart, OC. Let's start taking a look at these alts. We're a little bit past the top of the hour, and we got a list, so let's go.
Absolutely. So I want to, before we jump into altcoins, Eric Wallen was asking about Tesla. So let me spearhead that with the first request, with what his, and also just pick up on where we left. So remember that we were at the top of the range in here. I was expecting a drawdown in here. And as you can see, I was looking at the bottom for a flip of the ribbon. The flip of the ribbon happened a little bit later and also not as bad. Also did happen in one of my look for this areas. So basically at the top of the range, right? Or out at the center of that range. It did happen at the top of the range, and that usually, remember guys, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and then off we go. That's why I was looking for a hypothetical entry of 1.5 entry for myself. Remember guys that I'm taking a break of trading traditional markets, and that's because of the recent Mexican ECC knocking on my doors. Everything is all right. Everything is all right. Nothing is happening in the in the backstage. I'm just taking a little break while I look forward to, as always, paying less taxes. So at this point, we're having a push to the upside in here. And how far could it go? Well, then let's bring up a couple of support and resistances. And here we go. Oh, this is looking great. So this is not exactly a support and resistance, but we can see the bottom of a pattern that has been playing out in here. And this absolutely will be playing as a resistance, as we also pair it with the premium areas in here. Let me clear this up so we can see the premium and the bottom of that rising wedge. So just be aware of those ones. And also right here on my predictive ranges, since a little tricky here, since they are already breaking through, well, the next thing we need to look for, it is where we're building the blue line for a directional trading. And then if you want a little bit of a better prediction in here, because we're moving so fast, you just need to go into your predictive ranges and changing from chart to whatever the up next. 4 hours, so maybe the daily will do great in here. So one day, there we go. Click OK. Wait for the little eye to stop moving, and we'll have the calculation here. And it seems like for a best case scenario, we could be reaching at 253. And guys, this is counting some pullbacks. All right. So be aware. Seems like Tesla is doing amazing. I was looking for a couple of news. I couldn't find anything, but the release of their bot at the end of 2023 30.
They were on the news this morning on CNBC. There was something with their projections in China or something. I'm not sure, but they were talking about it this morning on CNBC. So there is something news wise going on with it. Did you click the little thing at the bottom there? See if there was any news on that.
Let me just move that out of the way, and here we go. Seems like here we go. Yeah, we have near 6% on track of highest close since January. Oh, so that's basically today's maybe release. Tesla up to it is the same. Yeah, it's the same.
You can click that when you see a move in the charts, guys, on anything, stocks, crypto, whatever. Click it. Any relevant news to that asset is going to be right there. So there you go. And then they've also got earnings reports coming up. That's what that E is to the right of it there. So.
Yep.
There you go.
Other than that, do you want to take and follow up with the next one?
Yeah, go ahead. And then I got Ando coming in right after you.
Oh, perfect. All right, I want to touch on Nvidia because usually I do see a parity between them both, and we do have some news coming out today. Seems like there we go. Nvidia, AMD, and Intel are basically on the same box, so just be aware on these ones. And let me clear this up because it is playing almost exactly as expected. We broke the trend, so that's why we have a sell signal. Nonetheless, it seems like we're holding strongly, and I am only expecting for a flip of the ribbon for confirmation on the dynamic reactor for a kick back up. So far, keeping track on Nvidia for a possible movement to the upside, as we were expecting on Tesla.
Exactly as expected. Let's jump over here. I'm going to come over here because I got a little announcement for everybody. Nothing confirmed yet, so don't get all excited. It's nothing confirmed yet. It's in discussion. It's in talks. There is a possibility that the crypto Nightcap show, which, by the way, he's working on diligently to get everything ready. He wants it to be right. TradeFly does. If you're not tracking, that is the night show that TradeFly is going to be doing, most likely like at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at night, Monday through Friday. He's going to be doing a show called Crypto Nightcap, giving you a recap of the day and stuff. He may not be alone on that show. There is a possibility, it's in discussion right now, that he will be joined for that nightly show by FD White. So FD White and TradeFly may be teaming up, bringing you a 2-man nightly recap, talking about crypto and what happened that day. So big news, hoping that it plays out, but probably not supposed to be saying it yet, but I'm excited about it, and you guys should be too. That's two great people doing the crypto Nightcap together. So let's jump in and take a look here at what I'm seeing on the charts for Ando. Guys, Ando's trading right now in this little symmetric triangle here. I threw these trend lines on, giving us a little indication here, and we keep getting that rejection level, to keep front running to the highs. I do think we're going to have a breakout on this soon, and I am going to guess that I'm going to go ahead and call that this breaks to the upside, because on a symmetric triangle, it can go either way, but that's what I'm going to be watching there. I think that we get this downside movement here for another couple of days, back and forth here, higher lows, lower highs, I should say, and higher lows, and then squeeze to break out somewhere around the time that Bitcoin is closing out its bottom level there. So that is going to be what I'm watching there on Ando. You can see we do have the downtrend arrow here. They're right there. We did have a bearish divergence that printed on the Oscillator Pro, but it does look like we are starting to get a shorter candle here in the Heikin-Ashi. So maybe this starts to come in and curve somewhere around this 36% range, right about the time that it's bouncing here. Of course, I do have this being the accumulation range down here on the 50% line. We have had some breakdowns below to the golden pocket back here on 17 June, but for the most part, this has been a good accumulation area here in that T box on Ando. So what else do we have on that list, OC?
Perfect. We have Myro and Sol upcoming here on my side. So on Myro, really quick, guys, this is I need to zoom out a little bit here. Let me also bring up a couple of big analysis here, big trend lines that I have that I can see right away. We are below a trend line, but remember, as we looked at, oh, come on, I lost it here. Let me, Nvidia. So let me pair and show you how things are playing also here in Nvidia. Remember that we had a big trend line. This is the trend line that we were looking at, all right? How we broke the trend line, and after breaking the trend line, we are still following that trend line closely, but below that trend line. So that is a technical breakout. The same thing is happening right here in Miro on on this huge trend line that we have had. So for me, this is a strength signal. Also, we can see that we have a little range, a V-shaped recovery in a high, not higher than previous range. That gives us 70% chances of ranging. We have the spring, and right now we have basically a pullback into the channel, which indicates me that we're gonna be hitting at least the top of that channel, right? So if you're looking to long this, be aware that we are, and let me pull up a couple of tools that I use for falling knives, which is a volume profile bar magnifier order blocks by Jacob Maccabee, that we are an empty space, all right? So if we lose this area where we are right now, basically if we lose the 0.12, there's basically nothing all the way down to 0.06 and then 0.04, all right? But it is not as bad as it looks. I do think, or I do expect that we're holding, especially because if we look at what we have in here, we're making the push through a falling wedge, and usually those falling wedges tend to break out to the upside. All right, so we just need a push in here. So basically, flip of the red to the upside, and also if you're looking to position yourself, make sure you look at or consider DCA in at those areas. Again, not financial advice, but DCA is being proved over time, not for us, but for mostly everybody in the trading space. So that's what I got on Miro. Upcoming next, after you, I'll have Solana.
Sweet. Let's do this. Jumping over here, let's take a look at CAS, but we had a request for CAS. Guys, CAS is real simple. It's this golden pocket here, the phase 9 golden pocket, the 9.618 that we talked about when we got this rejection here. This was when they were doing their main net test for the meme coins that were supposed to be launching. And Crux was all over X saying, hey, it didn't work. They had some issues. Down it came. Look, this is our level of support right here. And I do believe we're going to be coming back up to that 10.618, currently sitting at about 18.2 cents, almost 18.3 cents. But this phase 9 golden pocket, guys, is coming in at 17.8 cents. This is the level of support that I'm watching closely. It does look like we could have another pullback here. It looks like we're doing a reverse goose head here. So it could be seeing another downside movement here to bring this back down to that 17.8. And we got very small Heikenhashi candles over here on the RSI Prime. So very possible this comes back down 17.8 cents before it makes that move up. But yeah, looking bullish still here on Caspa. One of my big plays of the cycle. So, and then I want to jump over real fast and touch on some news for BNB because this was the thumbnail today. And then we'll hand it back over to you for some more TA OC. SEC versus Binance. Court rules BNB sells are cryptocurrencies, not securities. In a major win for the crypto industry, a federal court ruled that cryptocurrency tokens themselves are not securities. So let's jump down here and let's take a look. After I get rid of you, thank you. Cryptocurrencies and secondary sales of the BNB token do not constitute securities, according to a federal United States federal court ruling. In another significant victory for the crypto industry, cryptocurrencies and secondary sales of BNB do not constitute security offerings, according to Judge Amy Berman Jackson of the U.S. District Court for D.C. In a significant win for Binance.US, the judge dismissed several claims made by the SEC, according to a July 2nd announcement by Binance. The court held that the SEC failed to plead that purchasers in secondary market sales acquired BNB with an expectation to profit rather than for other uses, which is key criterion for passing the Howey test. So why this matters, I want to talk about this first because the lawsuit that the SEC has is not against Binance. It's against Binance.US. And for those that don't know, Binance.us is just an exchange for Binance Main. Binance Main is who created the BNB token. So them going after Binance.us is not setting them up well with this finding that the BNB secondary sells is not a security, because Binance.us is a secondary sells exchange to Binance Main. And that means that the SEC's lawsuit is not looking well. Binance is well prepared for the SEC legal showdown, gearing up for an extended legal battle, emphasizing this commitment to compliance and criticizing the agency's enforcement tactics. So I just wanted to touch on that because the reason that it matters is the judge saying that secondary sales does not constitute a security and that cryptocurrencies themselves are not securities gives a lot of ammunition to Binance to say Binance.us is not our main Binance company. That is a secondary exchange specifically for the United States, and the BNB sales tokens that we did on that exchange were secondary sales, therefore not securities. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, SEC. So there you go. I just wanted to touch on that because that was important to explain, and I think this is a big deal. Another loss for the SEC. So hey, just saying. OC, let's jump over to your chart and see what you got, bro.
Absolutely. I've been actually looking at Binance. So let me do a quick overview on what I was expecting. By the way, I do think that, and let me say this with my team for hat, I don't have any hand here. Yeah, I don't see that as a SEC loss. I do actually see that as an SEC win, because remember that Binance US, or even the Binance CEO or former CEO was yeah, oh, where is it? Right here. It was almost convicted, right? Or was searched for that. I mean, he was.
Yeah, but that was CZ. That was CZ. He's the one that got hit for that. Like, you can't really hold the company and their actions and the CEO the same, because it's not like you have several situations that are not like FTX, where the individual is doing stuff that's not related to the company. CZ was the individual that was allowing for money to go to places that were under sanctions. So that's really what that was all about. But yes, I see what you're saying. Yes, CZ did get smacked. It was $4.5 billion, I believe, that he has to pay. But at the end of the day, this lawsuit specifically here is about selling of securities from the Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC. And this is this straight out says that that Binance being a secondary sell on Binance.us was not a security. So I think as pertaining to this is a win for crypto, although it may not relieve Binance Main or CZ from anything. So, but yeah.
Absolutely. I do also see it as a win from crypto, but also I see it as a win of the SEC, because they are kind of defining clear path already. And also, I think it has to do, and I mean, I know you clarified that it is not lawfully
Directly
is not directly
tied.
direct, directly tied, but I do feel really that intention behind it, right? But yeah, other than that, let's do something else, because we're running.
I'll leave it with this. Every time a judge comes out and says that a crypto is not a security, it's a win for us, the retail buyers. So shout out to all you retail buyers out there. We are the winners in today's decision by Judge Amy, whatever her name was. So it was not Amy Lives Crypto. Amy Lives Crypto, don't judge. So
perfect. So I was looking for a little bit of a spring. As you can see, I was expecting that spring to be almost all far back to May 26th of 2024. It seems like it already had happened. So every single time that I see the possibility for that spring to be forming, I did point it out. And again, just like we saw on the previous analysis on Miro, that we are making a little range and then also getting ready to break out. Oh, come on. Where is it? BNB. Here we go. We're making that little range again with a Wyckoff V-shaped recovery, giving us 70% chances of ranging. And at this point, we are above the zero line. I will be looking just for the flip of the ribbon to actually a massive pump like this. I am expecting at least to hit 617 somewhere around this area. So I will be taking this trade as soon as I see a flip of the ribbon to the upside. If that doesn't happen, I will not be shorting this. I'll just be waiting for next re-entry zones. For the Soul Train in honor of trade flight, we have also breaking through the falling wedge in here, the same falling wedge that we've been seeing on Miro. So basically, it seems to me that Solana is one step ahead on Miro, as you can see here. And I mean, at this point, it seems like we're making that a goose head. For me, this is not a good entry spot. Let me zoom in here. And that is not because it's not looking good, but because I don't want to chase after prices. And remember what we've learned about those big wicks. Usually when we see those big wicks at the top, usually indicates that we're going to have a little bit of a retracement. And also we're making kind of like an up-ranging channel. Usually those up-ranging channels tend to break to the downside. So I rather see either a breakout retest and off you go, and my entry a little bit higher, but with confirmation, or my entry at back at support with flip of the ribbon to the upside, also with confirmation that we're bouncing back up. Other than that, turning it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Yeah, just jumping over here, guys. I'm watching the charts, and I do have right over here. I do have him here. Let me see if I can show you guys. Let me grab this camera here and see. There you go. Right over there on my wall is a. Let me see here. There, right there. Right over there on my wall, I have a TV monitor that I watch while we're live, and it is showing a nice sell-off there on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are live charts on ChartPrime's YouTube channel. So do have that showing. I'm just sitting over here watching it. Bitcoin and Ethereum sell it off. So let's go jump in and take a look at what we got here, guys. We are getting a sell-off on that economic data this morning. Plus, Jerome Powell may have said something. Don't know what's going on right now. But as we said this morning, I said we do expect some morning sell-off, possible reversal this afternoon. Looks like we are breaking down into that golden pocket there, that 62,004. Guys, if we lose the golden pocket, value area low, sitting right here at about 60,750. But I do think that we're heading right down here at that 786, 59,800 to $60,000 will be the range to watch for. Again, just wrapping this up, that is the ballpark there of the CME gap, and that would be a CME gap closure. And we are seeing some sell-off this morning, though, so on those JOLTS job numbers. So let's kick it. We got time for one more, OC. You got time to squeeze something in?
Absolutely.
All right.
I see that we have here on our things GRT. So let me do GRT very quick. Let's go over BNB and change that one, GRT, and this is going to be the one that we're going to be looking at. All right, so GRT making a symmetrical triangle right here, very clean, very clear. So remember, symmetrical triangles have a possibility to break either side, so 50-50. Let's also go back in time and see what other things we've been looking at those symmetrical triangles, because I do remember making that same analysis right here. And guess what? Because we had a couple of bullish divergences, I was expecting a break to the upside, at least to the dynamic reactor, and for a better opportunity breaking through and then going for a retest. It seems like it did not. We bounced off the dynamic reactor. But in this time, I am looking that, or I'm seeing that the dynamic reactor is very close to our price action. So by having a flip of the ribbon to the upside, we could be absolutely piercing that dynamic reactor, and then on the retest, maybe aiming for a higher movement to the upside. So far, I will be just waiting for the breakout. And for me, the breakout will be a large candle going through the dynamic reactor, or a large candle going below the previous low right here. So do expect a movement soon. I will say that maybe within the next 2 days. Other than that, I think GRT is not ready to be neither harvest or trade.
All right. Well, there you go. That straight out of OC's mouth. not financial advice. Hey, shout out to FD White. FD, we were talking about you earlier today, man. I gave everybody, said nothing confirmed, nothing definitive, but there is talks that FD White may be teaming up with TradeFly for the Nightcap show for Crypto Nightcap. So you have a very excited audience here of the alumni ready for that. So if that's the case and it happens, you've already got a built-in audience. So we love this idea. So all right. That's all we got time for today. We're at the bottom of the hour, but OC, I'm going to let you tell everybody what they get if they smash that like and subscribe button. Are you ready? You got something lined up?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I think it has to do, you should do it on the hurricane coming, because there's a big hurricane coming your way. A record-breaking hurricane. So I think today it needs to be, if they smash the like, OC will not only be okay, but he will still have internet next week to join us live. So go for it, OC.
Oh, absolutely. I already have Starlink. So if we keep not fighting with Elon Musk, everything will be fine, and I'll have a good internet for the upcoming week. So yeah, the hurricane that is should be impacting between Thursday and Friday. So wish me luck in that. But also, guys, thank you so much for joining today. And a quick reminder to click that like button, because if you do, you're going to find out a beautiful reminder that you need to look into your house insurance. Also, if you are into a hurricane or flooding area, remember to update your insurance, because that is the potential to save your ass. So other than that, click that like button, and if you do, you'll find that you have a great discount on your next upcoming insurance policy. You don't believe me? Go click that like button and see that discount appear magically.
Bro, I'm gonna like the hell out of this stream, because my insurance keeps going up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know. I'm gonna smash it. Thanks for joining us today, OC. Guys, don't forget, tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be live on Billy Goat Tales, going to be dropping some great knowledge over there. The whole team going to be in there, so please come join us on Billy Goat Tales. I'm honored and humbled to be the premiere of Season 2. And then July 4th, Amy Lives Crypto this week, going to be on here Thursday. We're going to be doing some giveaways, hanging out, chilling, talking crypto. You know how it goes. And then on Friday, we got 5-Man Fridays, 5 Guys Friday, 5 Men in a Bitcoin. I don't know what you want to call it, but guys, we're all going to be here live on Friday together. So until then, we'll catch you guys tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, and everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. Thanks for joining us today on Piper Academy. We'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Till then, trade safe. And as always, use a stop loss.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after the wheels fall off. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crux crypto with a deep dive to project dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall off. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude!